This time, folks, part 2, Tim Lane. What's up, Tim?
What's happening, Brad? Good to see you again.
You too, but this time Tim brought a few guests, if you remember from part 1 of this episode. Oh, Isaac's in the house.
Howdy, everyone.
Isaac's in the house, and we got P-Fuss.
Hey, what it is.
Now, why they call you P-Fuss?
My name is Phil Fussell. It's not that creative.
It's just P-Fuss. And Isaac, what's your last name?
Saldivar.
Do you guys have Instagrams?
Yes, sir.
Where at?
I.fitlife.
And PFuss702.
Go follow him, folks. You're already following Tim Lane because he was here last time with that freaking epic beginning. Well, it was a whole story, but there was so much more to go. I said, you got to come back. So welcome back.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it. Good to see you again, brother.
Likewise. Now, quick question. Just giving people a recap. You were talking about how you and this dude, well, first of all, when you said this dude, did some shit in the war, freaking went on a couple tours, saw some nasty shit, a little fucked up doing this stuff. You met him, and then he said, you want to go camping. And what was funnier than hell, because then you looked at that dude on the couch and you said, you ever have a dude wanting to go camping? which is funnier than hell. So when he first said that, what were you thinking? Because you first said, man, I'm good.
Yeah, honestly, nobody had ever asked me the question. So when he asked me,
yeah, but what'd you think instantly? Like
he's attracted to me. He's attracted to me. I thought that, maybe there's a soft side to him that I don't know about. I don't want to know about that. I just thought that maybe he thought that door might have been open. He asked me politely, hey, you want to go camping? But I told him politely, no, I'm good.
Dude, I cannot. Yeah. I don't even know what I would have done. And you guys just met each other.
Well, we were in the group merging vets and players.
Yeah.
So, he's the program coordinator. So
did you say it like kind of, hey?
Did you look around? Mountain?
Did you look around before you said it? Did you go like this?
Suspect.
Want to go camping?
Well, it might have been a little suspect because I didn't want to let anyone else know that I was inviting them and stuff, because then I knew the whole group would have been like, hey, can we join? And stuff. So I don't know. I might have been a little suspect about it, looking over my shoulder, but the intention was right.
All right. So anyway, he said, you want to go camping? You said, yeah. You went camping. Just getting them caught up to where we left off. Mm-hmm. You guys go out there. You finally say fine. You go out there, just you and him. You said he had 2 tents. Thank God, because you thought he's gonna be like, dude, I only got this 1 tent.
Yeah, I told him, Isaac, I was like, there was I had my own tent, because thank God we didn't get there, and there's only 1 tent up. That would have been. He's like, hey, I got our tent all good.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was pleased. I was gonna sleep. I had a sleeping bag. I'm good sleeping under the stars, dude. Ever. I'm good under the stars.
This sounds like a Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, that's how it was. But I wasn't sure, but because he had asked me 3 times, and I know that he's a hero for our country, fought for our freedom. I'm like, man, it's not. I don't think it's funny. Maybe I'll, let's just go. Let's see what it's about. Something told me, go ahead and go.
Yeah, maybe it was God or the higher being said, go.
It could have been.
Or just your persistence, because you asked 3 times. Why him though?
I was strangely drawn to Tim when he first came into the group and stuff. I was on my path of becoming a personal trainer and stuff, and trying to figure out, what exactly MVP is. And what we could do with it. I knew there was a lot of potential there, but I just always saw Tim walking in the gym and stuff, and had this smile and just always telling people what's up, just very lighthearted. I'm like, there's no fucking way that man is that sincere and that nice and stuff. I'm like, I can see it in his eyes. I don't know if you ever actually looked into his eyes for a dead stare about 2 seconds. There's some intensity there, and I'm like, there's something about him. I was like, I know he's just not that good. I'm like, I want to know what it is, And so I could just naturally feel something that was emanating off of him, and I was just kind of like, all right, man, well, that's the world champion right there. He seems like he's got it figured out. Like, let me talk to that man. He might be teaching me something,
So you guys ended up around the campfire, then you started talking about like major shit that happened in the war, or what?
I let off some things that I definitely was ashamed of. I definitely wasn't proud of.
Shit you did there though?
What's that?
Shit you had to do there?
Yes. There's some of those things, some childhood stuff, and just things that were just heavy on my mind that I felt were holding me back. And I didn't know who I could share them with. I knew I could reach out to one of my brothers from 2-7 and talk to them and stuff. But I knew just for them that they were just as confused as I probably was. So that wasn't going to be too helpful. And I knew that just kind of sharing war stories and this misery isn't really going to do nothing. And so, being able to share my part of my story with Tim during that time, it was a way for me to kind of establish my own new identity and just finally let go of what was holding me back. And, it wasn't planned or scripted or nothing like that. I was literally just like, hey, man, I like to go camp. I like to hike. Being outdoors gives me some serenity. And it was a place for me to heal, and that's what I was, spending most of my time when I wasn't out with the group or anything. Just always hiking or camping and stuff. And I just figured, hey, this might help him out too, and like, I'm no guru or nothing like that. I just knew that, hey, when I'm outdoors, it helps, and I could tell that something was hurting with Tim, and I just figured I'd offer that.
Well, he said he's seen something lift off you when you were talking. What do you guys think that was? Just like
letting go of what no longer served a purpose for me anymore. Whether you want to call it a demon, energy, something like that. It was a wringing out of the spirit. I think it's just kind of, dusting off the shoulder, letting that go. It was odd because you do feel this weight lifted that you hear people talk about, or a packed lightning or something and stuff. So I just really do think it was a lot of dark negative energy that was just trapped within the cells and stuff that was just finally being let go.
Dude, how out of the MVP, all the members, how many have similar stories and trauma?
Almost all of them.
Is it from the atrocities that you saw,
Not
in
all.
war?
No, some might stem from compound complex traumas from childhood and just throughout the years and stuff. Everything just kind of building and then just always holding it in, being told, "Hey, suck it up." If you shared any of this kind of stuff, it was viewed as a form of weakness or anything in our culture at the time. And the narrative's changing now, but at the time it was very much viewed as a form of weakness. And if you were mentally not able to perform, then you're a liability and you need to be removed from your position. And of course, we worked extremely hard to get to our levels, and then to all of a sudden have it gone because you witnessed something or you did something, and serving above yourself. And then all of a sudden now, everyone holds it in and stuff. And that just, it's like filling up a trash compactor, eventually the shit's going to explode and stuff. So, and that's where a lot of people struggle with that and holding on to that old identity, not establishing new purpose, not having a support system or a place to belong, as well as really just feeling like they were without their tribe again, And,
well, there's a lot of people out there, I think, that have had childhood abuse, way more than talk about it, which causes a lot of issues in life in general. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm asking, because not everybody's seen. I mean, I've heard some freaking crazy stories from the war, like shit you don't hear on the media, and it's like you try to picture what the hell would that be like? That have to mess with your head. On top of that, so personally, I'm weird. I think I'm weird this way because maybe too much Call of Duty, but people talk about Chris Kyle, right? Now he's the #1 sniper over there, right? I always say, do you know why he was the #1 sniper?
focus and follow through.
Because I wasn't there.
See?
Because, dude, do
you believe in saying? Do you believe that when you say that?
100%.
You hear
number one, I was in the Marines. Most people don't know that.
Is that what you did in the Marine Corps?
No, but I could have. My MOS was 2631, which was basically going to the tip of Norway, listening in on frickin' communications from other countries. Yeah, it was what made. I don't ever talk about the Marines only because I ended up frickin' getting out. So I never graduated. But technically, I wasn't a Marine because you're not a Marine technically until 90 days after boot camp. But I did go to boot camp. I don't talk about it because real Marines are fucking puss. And I'm like, shit, I shouldn't have brought it up. But it wasn't a pussy thing. When I went down there, I told my grandpa I was going to be honor guide, period. And you've been in the Marines. So the position is hard to fucking keep, especially if you're in that position.
What's the position?
Honor guide. It's like the dude in the dress blues. There's only one per, I think, platoon.
for the company.
The whole company?
You hold the flag or something?
Yeah, see, and again, people sometimes people say I'm full of shit because they're like, what was your company? You know, I don't remember. I think it was like Echo 2631 or Echo 309 or I forget, but I was in fucking San Diego. I went down there, fucking got my head shaved. I was ugly as fuck. I got a teardrop head. I didn't know how ugly I was till they shaved my head. Anyway, long story.
You got.
I got like a teardrop fucking head, dude. When they shaved my hair, dude, at the time, one of the reasons I quit was my girl. So at the time, but I had this beautiful girl. She was a little bit older than me, back at home waiting for me. I went in the Marines mainly because her dad, I wanted to marry her, and her dad was like, you know, really not in love with me. I was kind of a punk. So I went in there because he would respect it. Plus I wanted to be a cop. And I knew that anybody that came out of the Marines automatically got to join the police department, automatically, where I was from. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll go there, get his respect, marry his daughter, get out, be a cop, and everything was planned. So I ended up going there. Well, 11 weeks in, I ended up getting out, let's say. Not dishonorably, but R3 waiver, like I wasn't even there. It's a whole story I can give you one of these days. But I don't even know where I was going with that. But, you know, I don't remember the particulars, like what company. And I don't remember, like, I just remember I was honor guide. And it was hard as fuck to keep the position. Like, normally you'll have 4 or 5 different people in that position before you ever graduate. Mm-hmm. I held it the entire time, which was unheard of. And I ate some serious shit just to keep it because I told my grandpa, I'll be the guy in the dress blues. And that's really what got me to quit the Marines too, because I got basically a cut in my leg in rifle field training. Matter of fact, I shot expert, like I was freaking killing the thing.
Is that what? Oh no, you would have stayed as the guard. No, you didn't want to shoot. Did you like shooting?
Yeah. What are you talking about? I shot expert. Like, dude, I was badass at everything I did. It was unbelievable. My ASVAB going in, I scored so high on the test, they were taking me out of my, day and putting me in this little class where I had to like take additional tests that no one else in my platoon had to take. And they just kept doing that 4 or 5 different times. And I kept scoring high and they were asking weird questions like, if bleebs and blabs were bloobs, are all bloobs bleebs? And half the shit I'm just like, I don't know, bang, 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 bang. But I just kept scoring high. They started getting top secret clearance from my grandparents, my parents. They were interviewing my whole family. They were going to stick me in Norway with 12 other dudes, listening in on enemy messages for 1 year. That's where I was heading. I could have ended up fucking CIA, who knows? But I'm telling you, I was kicking ass. Well, I cut my leg. It got infected. They called it cellulitis. I thought they meant like cellulite. But anyway, they called it cellulitis.
Yep.
And so they put me in sick bay.
I got that in my trunk.
They put me in sick bay for 7 days. Well, dude, at your 11th week, your team, your platoon's about to graduate. Your company, the whole shebang. I'd already been fit for my dress blues, right? This is 11 weeks in, dude. You're only there another 10, 12 days. It's 13 weeks, I think. Yep. There was only a couple weeks left. Cut my leg, put me in this freaking bed, basically, for 7 days. And I'll never forget, Staff Sergeant Carter came in and basically was trying to fuck with me somehow. And I made the mistake of saying, as long as I graduate with my dress blues, I don't really care. Because he was basically trying to scare me that I'm going to go back to first phase.
Yeah.
And I go, I don't give a fuck as long as I graduate with my dress blues. And he goes, and he fucking goes, dude, I'm going to make sure you don't graduate in your dress blues. I'll be fucking... Anyway, he threatened the only thing I wanted. He threatened it. So a week later, guess what happens? They put me back at first phase and freaking my platoon graduates without me. Obviously, I'm not honor guide. So I start up T1 again, like freaking right in the beginning. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy, but I already know everything. Cool, I'm going to fly through there. I'm going to get a little bit more money when I get out because like they got to pay you to be there longer. So I'm thinking, cool. About another 2 weeks into it, Staff Sergeant Carter just kept saying, and then they stripped me of the fucking honor guide. And then I got a letter from my girlfriend that said, I found out you were doing some shit with my girlfriend, which I was. And she said, so that's why I'm going to do shit with your friend. Ooh, and I'm like, motherfucker. So I said, I got to use the phone. And they said, no. And I said, dude, I don't think you understand. I got to use the fucking phone. They said, no. So no one's looking. I fucking sneak out. I fucking run, not from here to my front door of the lobby away, and get on a fucking payphone. They fucking saw me. Dude, they were making it sound like I was going to fucking prison. I was AWOL. Absent without leave. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
I almost think I know which payphone you're talking about, to be exact.
Did you go to MCRD?
Yeah.
Yeah, so dude, I'm sitting there, and I think my company was Echo, E. I don't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure, but right outside the door, fucking right down to the left, there's a payphone. I use it. They said, you're fucked. They started threatening me again, that fucking Staff Sergeant Carter, because they're there to mentally break you. And I didn't let them break me the whole fucking time. I kept honor guard the whole time. Dude, that's difficult. Like, you got to eat some shit. And I was willing to eat it because, like, everybody else was just in their normal ass fucking greens. And I'd be in the fucking kick-ass Marine fucking blues. So, long story short, that happened. Then he said, I'm not going to be honor guide. And then my girl's letter showed up. And I thought to myself, and then they said, you're AWOL for using the phone. For using the phone. And then that's when I realized I'm U.S. government property. I am no longer a human being. And that's the truth. I am a piece of property of the U.S. government. I can't get a tattoo unless they give me permission. I go where they tell me to go. I do what they tell me to do, period. And when they threatened me, I thought to myself, holy shit, man, what the fuck did I do? And I said, oh my God. So I was told, or I wanted to talk to the commanding officer. So I finally get into the CO's office. He walks in, cool dude. What's up? He was cool as hell. I said, hey man, I'm immature. I shouldn't have done this. I made the wrong decision. I got my girl cheating on me and freaking blah, 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 and they won't make me fucking honor guide. And he goes, stop. He goes, you seem like a smart dude. I said, yeah. He goes, if you tell anybody this, you're really going to have a problem. And I said, what? He said, I'm going to tell you how to get out of here. But you tell somebody this. Like, we had this conversation. We're going to have a problem. This is the commanding officer of the whole fucking base. Or whatever. I don't even know. Like, was he? I don't know.
The squash.
But he was the boss of at least my little fucking platoon. So I said, yes, sir. He leans over and he said, if you really want out, just wake up tomorrow and refuse to train. I said, dude, I fucking used the phone, damn near went to Leavenworth. Like, fucking, I'm not going to do that. He said, dude, they ain't going to do shit. They can't do anything. You're not technically a Marine until 90 days after you graduate anyway. He said, just trust me when I tell you, if you really want out, just wake up tomorrow, politely, respectfully refuse to train. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, dude, look, you don't want to do it, don't do it. Stay in and fucking deal with it. Man up, basically. But if you want out, you seem like fucking smart dude. Just wake up and refuse to train. Respectfully. And I said, okay. So the next day, fucking, they came around fucking telling us to get up. I fucking said, sir, no, sir. They said, what? They fucking
Still being respectful.
Right.
Yeah, I said, sir, no, sir.
Customs and courtesies,
That's how it is.
He said, get the fuck out of the rack. So I fucking jump up. Out of tension. So he's in my fucking face. You telling me you're not going to train?
Smokey the Bear.
I'm like, fucking, sir, yes, sir. You will fucking train. You know, he was fucking jabbing me and shit, threw the bed over, fucking yelling, screaming. And then for about 30 minutes, he was in my face big time. And then finally he goes, get your shit. Fucking disgust me. We walked over to this place called Pork Chop Platoon.
Yep.
And he fucking, I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember the screen door. There was a screen door, and there was everybody in that fucking platoon was out there raking, looking like fucking losers. He fucking had me fucking walk in. He said, sit down right there. Sat there for about 4 hours. Someone came in, had me sign a bunch of shit. Basically, instantly, they gave me a R3 administrative waiver. And I'm like, is this good? Is this bad? They said, it's not honorable. It's not dishonorable. It is like you've never been here. So it's like you haven't been here.
Right.
And then they sent me a card because I got a cut in my leg, making me a fucking United States veteran for a cut in my leg. It was this big that I never had to be bedded for in the first place. So obviously I've never used that card. I've never told, oh, I'm a veteran. I'm not a fucking veteran, dude. I got cut on some barbed wire and it got infected. Okay. So I've never told anybody, I was in the Marines, but that's because I didn't graduate. I wasn't a fucking Marine. I don't fucking deserve a veteran's card. But the truth is, if someone goes back and looks in the records, I was there. And it was cool too, because I got to learn a lot of shit, but I also learned that I was property of the US fucking government, dude.
Oh yeah.
And and that Staff Sergeant Carter really put the nail in the coffin by saying, you ain't graduating honor guide, period. And they're in charge. They can make sure that happens. And that's what really made me give up. That's when I fucking, decided to be the puss. Dude, if this mic can't hear me, we need new mics. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I'll get up here like this, or if you need me to. But come on, man. Don't you think you should be heard?
It should be.
Come on.
But I mean,
what are these, nickel and
dropped a lot of
dime?
bombs on them mics, dude. The mics.
No, right now listeners are gonna be like, "Fuck, I didn't know that about him." But a bunch of people are probably going, "Oh, this motherfucker pussy."
Man, hey, it could be, but you know what? Bomb Squad, what Brad has is experience. Brad has experience, and straight up, Brad, if we believe we're in the right place right now, which we are in the right place, we are where we're supposed to be. All of us have the same thing. We know we're supposed to be on a mission. Sometimes I really thought I was on the right mission, but it was wrong. But we could do anything we want to do because you got the eye of the tiger and the heart of a lion. So I was telling the Bomb Squad last time.
Well, not by quitting the Marines, I didn't.
No, but
and by the way, there's this guy out there. I don't know if he's listening to this, but there's this dude. His name was Ron Gillenberg. I still remember him to this day. He was buff as shit. Didn't like me because guess what? I was honor guide. He wanted to be honor guide. At the end of the racks, there was double racks all the way down. Then there was one.
Yep.
Right?
At the very front of the hatch. Yep.
Squad leader, usually, right? But in this case, I was on this one. And the dude up here, some reason, swapped me. The night Ron Gillenberg thought he'd cracked my neck. So in the middle of the night, we hear a big commotion. Ron Gillenberg grabbed this dude, thinking it was me, had him in a fucking headlock and literally cracked his neck. Not dead, but hurt him. That should have been me.
And who was doing this?
But I was in this fucking bunk. Dude, it's amazing the shit I can tell you. It's unbelievable. But it's true. It's all true. 100%
Who was the
true.
dude though? Somebody had a problem with you?
No, he was in my freaking platoon. He wanted honor guide, and he was buff as shit, and he was willing to do whatever it took. And I would, when you're honor guide, dude, you got to be a dick to your fucking people. They make you be a dick.
So that was a perfect position for you.
No, dude, because I didn't have big old fucking muscles, and fucking, when you're in, nor was I a fucking 4-time kickboxer. I was just a regular dude. Like back when I fought, I'd be like, fucking put him up.
But you were
I'd be like, come on. That's it. Fucking, we swung fists. That's it. There was no MMA champs in our fucking.
Oh, there was showers and whiskey lockers.
Well, I didn't get beat up back then. That was right before my time. But I heard before me, like a couple years before, like boot camp, they would smack you around. But they didn't when I was there. Nobody smacked me around at boot camp.
Oh no, they just put us to fight each other.
Oh yeah, that and they were good at mentally destroying you. Because it was like, remember Bitch Ridge and Mount Motherfucker?
Oh yeah, Mount Motherfucker. I remember that one.
Those are fucking.
It's a quite a steep hill. It's literally you have to use a rope to get up this damn thing. It's super steep, and it's like if you do it at the end of the Crucible. They actually stopped doing it now and stuff. I think only Mark does it.
Remember Bitch Ridge?
No, they weren't doing Bitch Ridge anymore.
Oh, see, I had to do fucking both. Okay, I mean it was fucking tough, but it wasn't that big a deal. If you were in shape, there was a lot of dudes that were heavier. They couldn't make it, so they'd go to pork chop platoon just to fucking run it off until they could do some pull-ups and they could do some shit. I could do all that, fortunately. But, dude, I pussed out like a fucking punk. But if I didn't, dude, I probably wouldn't be here. We probably wouldn't be knowing each other right now. Because, dude, I mean, I would have ended up probably in the CIA or some crazy shit because I wanted to be a fucking cop anyway. I've always just thought, dude, a cop, unbelievable. Like, what a job that is. Of course, I probably would have gotten in trouble because my ethics weren't that fucking strong back then, dude. Matter of fact, they were quite questionable. My ethics. If I'd have had a badge, dude, I'd have kicked the fucking door in on a drug bus, saw 5 keys of coke sitting there.
Yeah, but the party now.
And about $2 million, I would have snatched up everybody. I would have turned in the fucking 8-ball and $1,000 I found them with. And I would have fucking kept the $5 million in the fucking kilos and fucking out the back door, fucking Crockett and Tubbs. I would have ended up in prison and dead. See, again, like, you never know.
It's just human, though, man. Human. I mean, I'm sure there are cops out there. You know, unfortunately, it's probably happened before.
Of course there is.
Humans will be humans.
Dude, there was a cop in my town growing up. Fucking used to snag people's weed and smoke it himself. How do I know? Because I was friends with his brother. And his brother would get the weed from him, and he was the cop that took it from fucking people when he pulled them over. So like, there's questionable police officers, obviously. And there's some dirty cops too, straight up dirty. And dude, they scare me the worst. Like, you don't fuck with no dirty cop, dude. They can fucking frame your ass. But anyway, at the end of the day,
one of our brothers is a police officer, and he's a great man. He's never pulled his gun on anybody.
Well, dude, I believe most police officers are good people. You got to be a good person to go risk your fucking ass to help people. You know, the whole Blue Lives Matter.
They want to be heroes, you know?
Well, yeah, the Blue Lives Matter, you know, I support that. Anybody that wants to defund 100%. The police, in my mind, dude, like,
we need police, man.
Maybe if I was like a Mad Max motherfucker. Why? Like, I'm just one of those just badass fucking, I'll fucking slit your throat in 5 seconds in a bar type of guy.
Right.
Leather and spikes.
Well, yeah, like if I was just a bad motherfucker where, like, it didn't matter if you were big, little, like in a movie where I'll just fucking slice you up. You're done. Like, I'm a bad motherfucker. Then I'll say defund police. Who gives a fuck? But guess what? I give a fuck. Okay, someone's knocking on my door I don't know, and there's 3 of them wearing fucking ski masks kicking in my fucking gates. Guess what? I want the police around. Who doesn't want the police around? Criminals.
Yeah.
So like, when they're like, defund the police, I'm like, how are politicians getting behind this thing? Because that's who's doing it. You gotta have politicians.
Brad, it's confusion.
I don't know how we're getting on this discussion, but all I can say is
it is what it is. But you know, what with us, what ended up happening with Isaac and I, with the connection. You know, for such a long time, I thought in my fight career that, you know, when I'm world champion, when I win this belt, I'm gonna feel, you know, the feeling is there. The feeling is there. The feeling is there. When I won it, I didn't feel that feeling that I thought was going to be there. But as Isaac and I, as we were able to share with each other, he shared with me something so vulnerable that it opened up something in me that made me know, or made me think, I don't know what I don't know, but I know what I feel. I know what I feel. I woke up the next day. That night I was really tired after we had talked, but the following day I woke up and I felt like I was floating. And ever since then, I've been peeling layers back of the onion. So when it comes down to it, everything came down to connection. So with me meeting Isaac and sharing and continuing to share and show up and develop our relationship has been something that's been, for me, Brad, very difficult. Because I think make money and do business and talk to people so we can make money. But at the end of the day, it's really about relationships, because we want to make the money so we can actually spend time with our loved ones. So, you know, it's blown me away going on a business path and finding out that the truly successful have relationships.
100%.
They're actually connected, because I never thought it was that way.
Well, dude, I'm glad you're saying that. I mean, if you look at the curriculum I'm talking about downstairs, it's one of the first things I say is relationships is the new currency. You got to build relationships if you want to get anywhere. And the most important one is the one with yourself. Because most people go out there, they got a bad relationship with themselves. They don't know it. So all the relationships they have are just temporary. They're never going to go anywhere, and they're never going to be deep, and you're never going to get that connection, because inside you're not even friends with yourself.
That's what I'm talking about.
So after you guys had this discussion, you woke up lighter. Did you wake up lighter?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then you guys are besties ever since.
In short, yeah.
You know,
I mean,
I mean,
we worked
Short,
at it,
yeah.
you know, like we still kept hanging out more and more and just a little bit sharing, hanging out more. But we definitely connected that night.
Dude, people are going to want to know what you told them. People are going to want to know like what you said. I would want to know if I was listening to this podcast, like, what did he say? Like, what happened to you? Or what did you see? Because I've heard some crazy stories, dude. What did you see? What was like freaking the things you were talking about? Unless you don't want to talk about it, then don't. But
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into too much detail or nothing like that. But you know, there was some gory stuff out there, and lost a lot of good friends. We took heavy casualties while we were out there and stuff.
dude, is it mind-boggling being in a fucking actual bullets are flying by your fucking head situation?
At the time, no.
And you were in the Air Force, right, dude?
Yes, sir.
So you didn't see none of that.
Yeah, I did.
No, you were in the back getting your nails
Negative.
done.
Negative on that, Ghost Rider.
My buddy's in the Air Force. I always fuck with him, saying, "Dude, fucking Air Force are the smart ones, dude. They're in the back. If they're gonna do anything, they're gonna fly over, provide support, and fly back to the back and relax. Get their nails done."
Generally, yes.
Did you see major shit?
A little bit of combat. I was a
But nothing like
PRT.
a Marine.
Nah, he's frontline unit.
So you're in there, and it's heavy duty shit, right? Like Black Hawk Down. Describe a movie that you've seen where it's like that. I mean, where you're sitting there talking to your friend, and all of a sudden, boom, his fucking face blows up.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. There's you know, a lot of bombs that went off. A couple people they kind of pink mist is what we call it. You know, they vaporize and stuff.
You don't know who to
bombers.
shoot. You don't know who to shoot.
Not always. You know, it's the style of war fighting that insurgents were using was definitely not an honorable type. You know, they would dress up as women. They would, you know, send kids.
Human shields.
Yes, they would send kids with bombs to come towards you to ask for candy and then blow them up. They would shoot at us from the mosque because they knew our rules of engagements would prohibit us from attacking the mosque. You know, they would, you know, just shoot and run and stuff. So a lot of times they would spray and pray. I'm pretty sure that once they went head up with my squad on one of our first patrols, and we you know, we handled business after that. They kind of stopped messing with my squad a little bit. They would actually, we had these ICOM radios that would pick up the enemy radio chatter, and I always wore these Oakley carbon fiber knuckle gloves, and so they would, you know, and I always wore a face mask and stuff to try to keep some of the dirt out of my face.
Plus, you look cool as fuck and shit. Oh.
Well, I never really cared about looking cool over there, you know. I was just
Yeah, like, dude, like I said, I play way too much Call of Duty.
Definitely too much
I'm just
combat.
picturing it shit. Fucking carbon fiber knuckle gloves. You got all the weapons on you.
Sounds
509. Fucking Stingray coming in for Hornet. Need overhead cover.
No, but they would, you know, they would actually radio and just be like, hey, you know, we'd pick it up, like, oh, it's the one with the knuckles, leave them alone, and stuff like that. And you know, my platoon, you know, we were pretty notorious for taking care of business out there in Sangin, Tangiers, DC area out there, in Helmand Province and everything. But yeah, we just, you know, it wasn't so shocking then at that time because I mean that's what we trained for and prepared for the entire time. But now when I look back at it, there's actually times now in my life where I'm like, I question, like, was I really there? Did I actually do that shit, or did I just dream this up? You know? And then it's like, oh no, wait, yeah, all my concussions are still there and my scars and whatever else. And you know, we got a nice wall of our warrior brothers that, you know, have taken their lives since then as well. So my unit's been heavily plagued with suicide since 2007. We've had about 52 suicides.
Is it just because of the memories and the fucking nonsense that happen?
You know, I can't say for certain. I know when I attempted taking my own life as well, it was just a lot of repeated nightmares. You know, it just seemed like nobody understood you. You know, it's like one sense, you know, I thought I was better than people, and having that mindset and that kind of entitlement mentality and stuff was holding me back a lot for sure. But you know, to what extent something you saw may have been horrific to you or not to another person. Some person might have gotten their rocks off seeing that crazy shit. I don't know, but
well, unfortunately, that's what I'm thinking I would have done.
Possibly. You know?
Well, that's why I make the Chris Kyle comment. Like, to me, like, people say, no, that fucks with you when you got to shoot somebody. In my mind, it'd be in my mind. Believe me, I show up there, I fucking end up being a puss. But But to me, it's like, dude, if I saw a little kid, I don't care, 6 years old, walking towards my guys, and this is a war. Give me the go ahead.
Yep.
Give me the go ahead. Bam! Click, click. Did you see that shit? Boom. We got anybody else? We got anybody else nearing my people? Like, dude, I assume I would have treated it like a game, and it wouldn't have affected me. But, dude.
Well, you have to at that point.
Well, exactly. That's my point. But, dude, you come back, and now you're not in that environment, and all of a sudden you think to yourself, dude, I freaking popped a bunch of little kids. I freaking did this. I don't even know. We don't even know if those people crossing the road were enemies or not. And we fucking shot them anyway. Why? Because someone told you to. Because you needed to survive. And like you said, maybe on occasion, crazy shit happened. Like, again, dude, if I was over there, this may be why another reason I didn't fucking make it. If I was over there, dude, and I saw fucking like Bijan Baghdadi's gold in his house or something, like if I was going through some motherfucker's house and I saw the fucking watches and the money, I'd take it.
Well, ain't no one out there had any of that, you know.
Dude, you never saw
Opium.
the Three Kings?
Yeah, but that wasn't the scenario. Where
Yeah,
I
but
was
that
at.
shit went down.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I can get you on the phone with people that were in like houses with so much money you can't imagine.
Oh,
like
no.
I know people that said they would drop off pallets of fucking US dollars
Yes.
for the fucking locals.
Yep.
And I'm like, are you shitting me? They'd be like, yeah, there'd be like $500 million on crates.
Yeah.
That we would bring to the people.
Yeah, we would pay him out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why wouldn't you just fucking snatch a like, because like shit happened, blew up, and guess what? They see that there's $80 million sitting there, but you couldn't take it. My dumb ass, back then, dude, my ethics was I need to get rich. I need to get paid no matter what. And I probably, and I'm just saying, just like I probably would have not cared, I probably wouldn't have stole, but I would have thought to me. Why? It's war. It's not, there's no rules in war.
Agreed. That's what I believe. But
Well, they want me to run the Marines because, I mean, other than being unethical, there's no rules in war. Like, you fucking shoot someone on accident, man. Hey, go see the fucking pastor. Sorry about that. We made a mistake, you know.
I'm back alive.
Let's go. Like, we got a job to do here. I had a guest on here once that they sent them to a place where it was like, now everybody's getting cancer from that location. And they knew about it. Go back. It got a big thing. Anyway, I don't want to get on a bunch of stories, but dude, we could talk here for like 9 hours. Everyone's going to be like, fuck, and then what happened? Shut up, dude. Let him talk. Let him talk. Everyone kept telling me, let him talk. Well, the reason why I interrupt is because like this conversation's here. They just get to listen. They think I'm interviewing so they can get information. No, dude, it's so I can get information. But anyway, I do want to keep it to going back to that because right now there could be a lot of people in the same situation that didn't have a Tim, didn't have an Isaac, they didn't meet, and they're still thinking the same shit. Suicides aren't going away.
no.
Going up.
Okay, so like, listen, maybe some of the vets are listening to this. I want them to know, like, dude, look, there is ways out. Because, dude, now everybody's fucking happy, walking around, helping other motherfuckers. Everybody's pumped.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, what are you supposed to do after, man? PFAS always smiling now. But
yeah, but you guys went from, almost trying to kill yourself, thinking there's no hope. I mean, when you go to kill yourself, dude, you're thinking, dude, there's no hope. Like, I don't want this no more. Now, as a kid, I think everybody's thought of suicide once or twice. I think everybody has. That's just my belief. Everybody. They just don't do it, and it comes and goes. Because I've thought about it, but, I would never do it. You guys were going to do it. You stabbed yourself in the stomach. You guys were looking to end it all. What if someone's listening? Would it have been fucking up? Yes or no?
would it have been fucking up? No, I was ready to leave.
I know, but it would have been fucking up.
If I didn't come
Look
back.
what you're doing now. Look how you feel now. You
Yeah.
never thought this was possible. You
Never
never
thought it was
thought this
possible.
was. That's my point. Like, dude,
Brad, I was mentally ill for 40 years. I want to be real clear about that. All right, some people, somebody has COVID because they sneezing and they got this and they got that. Nobody told me for 40 years that I was mentally ill because you know what they said? They said, get over that. Hey man, get over that. You know, the swimming contest that they disqualified you for, Brad? People could say, get over that, but something that happens, there is no wash it under the rug. If there's a way out of this, if there is a real way out of this, what is it? I want everybody to know now And why we're here is to spread our message that after you did your dream, what's next? They put their life on the line for the freedom of our country, and then they come back over here. What's gonna trump that? Like what goal can I focus on? How can I even focus on anything? Because what's gonna trump that feeling that I had over there? So what we're doing and what our mission is, Brad, is to give our soldiers and our people a new focus, a new mission, a new purpose. And that's why we're here. And the bomb that that dropped today, whew, thank you for getting this out there, Brad. You sharing a wonderful story, brother. Thank you. And the way you think about Hollywood, you think about everything Hollywood. You talking about, man, I would pop. Some people say that about fighting too. But
I do too. Like
at the end of the
when
day,
I'm watching fights, I'm like, dude, uppercut, bro. It's wide open. Come on, man. Dude, if I went in there, I'd be like, boom, 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 boom.
So you get punched in the face.
It's all good until the
Until
nose is broken. Yeah.
Dude, I've done it before. I've been in a few fights, not a bunch, but every time I go to get in a fight in my past, I'm thinking I'm gonna whack, and then all of a sudden he comes swinging wildly, and you ain't doing nothing but this, and then you get fucking caught in the eye twice, and it's like, fuck, dude, this ain't close to what I planned.
See, it's hard to focus on. You know what ends up happening, Brad? I'm sure this can translate into the business world. If you're trying to teach someone sales or closing, and you taught them everything, man, guys, I got this. But they never try it out because they're scared of rejection. That's what happens with fighting. You know, you got to say, hey, get in there. And if you did this, you know, sooner or later, you got to get in there again. Yeah, you lost the first one, but you got to get in there, do your thing. You got to get in there and do it.
Yeah, but you know, most people fear getting punched in the mouth. And every time I've gotten punched in the mouth, wasn't that big a deal. You think it is. Like, I'm going to bust you in the mouth, dude. You're so scared like fucking you're about to die. And then they pop you in the mouth and it's just numb for a second. Just bang. Motherfucker. Like, that wasn't that bad.
The start.
I mean, different contact hurts, in different ways. So
Yeah, but what's more than getting punched in the mouth?
ear.
No, getting knocked out.
Liver.
And if you get knocked out, you don't remember. You wake up and be like, what just happened?
That's not bad, but the ear is the worst. Getting hit
You
in the
mean
ear.
pain-wise?
Pain-wise, yeah. And I know that from many people that I fought.
I would prefer the ear over the nuts.
I hear what you're saying.
Dude,
but
sometimes I graze a nut, and it takes about 3 seconds, but then it's like fucking. The ear, I've never been. We used to as kids fucking walk up to somebody and just go pop and fucking pop their ear. Sometimes you walk up behind someone and just go on both sides of the ear.
Yeah,
it'll get him.
I fought a dude that he threw a kick and he fell off balance and I hit him in his ear. 5 years after the fight, I was walking and I bumped into him and his family and his wife and we're just talking and whatever. He goes, dude, remember when you hit me in my ear? Actually, right ear. Remember when you hit me in my ear? I was like, yeah. He goes, dude, it hadn't been the same. And his wife starts laughing. She goes, huh? I'm like, damn, she's laughing at the dude. His ear ain't never been the same. I caught him good.
Yeah. Well, that's why, to me, I think the smartest thing you can do is not fight at all. Would you agree or disagree?
I completely agree.
But
I do
sometimes
not like
you have
competitive
to.
fighting. I think it's great to learn. You got to learn. But if you get into a street fight, somebody probably is wrong. You probably did something wrong if you get into a street fight.
No, sometimes there's dickheads out there.
No, sometimes there is. But if you got in 4 fights in the last 2 years, something's going on.
I would agree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because again, I mean, I try to avoid fights. If I'm in a bar and there's some drunk dude fucking, because sometimes I'll be in a bar, and this is old days. I'd be at a bar and someone was mad that I was there. Why? Because all the ladies,
Yeah, but you're a sharp looking guy.
Yeah, but I was walking around. I'm fucking charming the ladies. We're playing pool. It's good times. And there'd be some fucking big thug looking asshole sitting there just madder than hell because I was the fucking charming one. Well, I'd just leave the fucking bar after a while. Like, I'm not going to sit there. Now, again, I thought about many times going to get MMA and fucking boxing, and so I could embarrass that fool. Just like in the movies. You know how cool you feel when, you're the cool one.
See, you go back to the movies.
Yeah, but like, dude, just imagine you're in a fucking bar. You are the cool one in the bar, but there's, big old biker looking dudes getting ready to kick your ass, and all the girls are watching you and thinking you're about to get your ass kicked, and you just say, fellas, calm down. They're like, calm down what, pussy? And they're just being total dicks. Well, listen, in about 5 seconds, you're all going to be laying on the ground wishing you to listen to me. And then one of them takes a swing, you duck. 5 seconds later, they're all on the ground wishing that they didn't do that. And then all you do
You're
is
back
say,
to that drink.
yeah, you grab your beer, they go back to shooting
interruption,
pool.
ladies.
Like I was saying.
See, Isaac got it.
He knows you already.
Yeah.
See?
Sorry for the interruption,
hey,
ladies.
Still, we got to watch these two.
Yeah.
Go out.
Sorry for the
down.
interruption, ladies. I apologize for the loud offending noise. Let's proceed. What were we saying? Meanwhile, they're all laying on the ground. That's just the movies, though.
That's just Brad's world, dude. That's the new thing. Is Brad's world.
I knew a dude that was pretty tough. he was as close to what I described as possible. He was a bad mofo, and he would be in a bar and like two dudes would kind of even think about getting lippy. Big dudes, dude. He'd fucking go right at them, grab them both by the neck, wrestle them down, and fucking they'd quit real quick because he was nuts. But every time he hurt himself. Like one time this dude came up and he was talking shit up to me, and fucking out of the blue, I see this fucking hand. Smack! And the guy goes, wham! On the fucking floor. And the guy goes, that guy talking shit to you? And I'm like, fucking, holy shit, dude. And his fucking hand swole up like a Fred Flintstone hand.
Yep, that's what people don't see.
And his hand was hurt for like a month. His hand was like fucking, he fucked up his hand. Punching a dude in the face. And he, like, why?
Brad's like, this has never happened to me in my mind.
Exactly.
No fights I've been in.
Yeah.
My hands are fine.
Yeah, I felt good. I was the hero. Yeah, but that shit never works out that way.
Nah,
Rarely.
in real life, it's more like, they're on the ground, and there's
It's
a couple
messy.
casings as well, too, on the ground.
Yeah.
Or could be.
Or a case.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah.
This is so good. So I'm over by Isaac's house. We're out in front of a Smith's shopping center and a little Mexican place. We just finished eating.
Oh.
Me and another buddy. And we walk outside. We're saying bye to each other after we had been inside. Eating, just been there for a while. And I don't know if it's how I held the door open or however I said something as I was coming outside. I'm nice and I'm like, guys, they got some good ass nachos. Oh, people were waiting. That's what it was. Not many people had eaten that was outside. When I came out, I said, y'all don't like those nachos they have in there. And somehow, some way, they thought I was disrespecting them. So while we're outside by the car saying bye to each other, they walked by. There's a handful of them, and they were like something to the effect of talking about some nachos. I think they were Mexican, right?
Yeah, some essays. It was over there on the east side of Vegas, off of Eastern and Bonanza. We were at a Mariscos restaurant and stuff, getting some shrimp cocktails. And Tim was just saying something like, oh, yeah, this is great. But they thought he was kind of being condescending and fucking with them. So they started to kind of whisper something under their mouth. And then Tim was just kind of, hey, fellas, still kind of going on. They're just kind of like, who the fuck is this guy that's still trying to be all nice or funny or whatever? And so then they, start popping off at the mouth a little bit. And I get that moment too, I'm like, fuck, like, I've already been in shootouts in country. I've already shot a dude here in the States for trying to rob me at gunpoint. And I'm like about to get in another fucking fight here. I'm like, oh my God, this stuff doesn't stop. And I'm like, well, it don't matter. I was like, I got my two boys here. They're both trained fighters as well. I'm like, cool. I'm like, these dudes are about to catch a roundhouse kick to the face in the best scenario, or they're going to catch at least 9 hollow points. So I'm like, well, fuck it, let's go with it. And I'm watching Tim because they're behind me. So I'm just waiting to see how Tim's going to react to all this. And I'm just ready to go, like, all right, let's do this,
Are you strapped?
Yeah.
Well, that gives you a sense of confidence all by itself, if you're willing to use it.
I'm willing to use it. I've used it. I'm
Isaac,
still standing.
I know, but like, dude, that gives,
Yeah.
again, it gives me confidence. Like as long as I'm strapped, I don't give a fuck who's where doing what.
Oh, I don't think having a gun should give you confidence.
No.
I don't think by any means it should
but
give
like,
you
if there's
confidence.
someone trying to bust in my house, that don't scare me. Why? Strapped. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's motherfucking Rambo. Now, if it's some Navy SEAL bad motherfucker that's trained to kill, well, I'm dead anyway. But if it's just some dipshit trying to break into my house to see if I fucking got something good to steal, dude.
Hollow points.
Do you have anything good in there to
Hey,
steal?
tap, 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 2 in the chest, 1 in the forehead,
Little tap.
3 taps. I just go, ba ba. Make sure you're done.
You got a dead
And-
chest.
and by the way-
Brad's world again?
And by the way,
Chest, boom.
here's what's crazy.
Dead shots.
That doesn't scare me. Like, that doesn't make me think, oh my God, I hope that never happens. I almost kind of think, I almost want it to happen.
Wish somebody would break up in this house.
Isn't that crazy? Like, dude, is that fucked up in
No,
my head?
it's human instinct, man. I used to think, I mean, there's been times where I wish somebody would say something. And then I realize my sugars are low. I need to go grab a snack. I get a Snickers bar and everything is fine. But I've definitely thought that before. So.
Well, I don't think it like on a daily basis. I don't walk around going, I hope someone breaks in tonight.
Yeah, but I mean, it's natural for a lion to think that, dude. And remember what I said. Heart of a lion. I know it sounds a little bit whatever it is, Brad, but you have the heart of a lion. And certain things you've done in life, maybe some people don't understand it, or some people try to come up with, like, what? Why? Fucking lion. A lion is a lion, man. People don't know. You don't know either. 4 years in jail as a juvenile. How would I, Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Smiling, how would I be gone in a situation like that because I'm supposed to be here? I had to make it all the way to here to be here so we could drop bombs and throw this information out to the whole world for people to do this. If you didn't have the experience you did and I didn't have the experience I did, Isaac didn't ask me to go camping 3 damn times, you know? And PFAS, it wouldn't be happening right now. So
someone's listening to this, dude, that you're changing right now. I get some crazy DMs, man. One time I was messing with my buddy because his mom died like a year ago, and he basically curled up on a ball, laid on his couch, and got fat, man boob fat. And I was messing with him. I'm like, dude, you got man boobs, bro. Your mom died. I understand. Now get over it. Like what you were saying earlier. I'm like, dude, people die, man. You can't fucking curl up in a ball and just sit there. And he was all depressed and da-da-da-da-da. And literally, I'm making fun of my buddy thinking, you know, people ain't going to like this episode. They're going to call me a dick. Well, I got a DM from somebody that said they were laying on the couch, depressed as hell, getting ready to freaking, and that episode got him up, woke him up. Nice. So this is going to help people, dude. There's a vet right now thinking what you were thinking before. What do they do? What should they do? Call somebody, go somewhere? What would you do? Knowing what you guys know now, if you had that same mindset, someone's listening right now, what would you have them do?
Reach out to anyone. Really, just anyone.
And say what?
I need help.
Tell them the truth. Yeah, I need help. You know, it could be the hardest thing to say, but man, the relief that you'll get after that to just say, hey, I don't have this figured out. I don't know what to do. I'm hurting like hell. And the only fucking solution that I keep coming up with is blow my dome off. And, you know, we'll gather evidence to conclude these kind of thoughts, you know. And so now you're in this vicious cycle and stuff as well. As well as when you're in these triggered states, you know, you're physically unable to think of new solutions because your mind is now is hyper focused on this, and you have tunnel vision, and everything else now is shutting down, and you're pretty much operating out of the reptilian side of your brain on autopilot and stuff. And
reptilian.
Yeah, and you can't focus. You're not actually there. So when people are like, they black out and they're like, oh my God, baby, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I fucking cracked you in the face with a beer bottle. I lost control, whatever. They literally actually lost control. They blacked out. They no longer were in control of themselves. And in those moments, they were just gone and stuff. And it's something that, you know, it does take work to be able to identify, hey, I'm triggered. And this is kind of, I think, why Tim was poking at you earlier about the swimming competition and stuff, about when you get mad, how long do you stay mad for? You know, because your quality of life resides in those moments that you're not triggered and stuff. Everything else, you're not actually living life. You're just reacting to experiences at that point. And also, I was just going to backtrack a little bit. I don't think it's weird that you kind of fantasize about these things, about, oh, I wish somebody would break in my house or whatever. You know, I think that's just kind of part of being on a protector role of like, hey, if someone comes in, what am I actually going to do? You know, how am I going to defend my family? If I'm put in this scenario, how am I going to handle this? You know, or on the way here, I got rear-ended and saw that shit happen. I'm just thinking, I was like, I told Tim I can be at this podcast, no ifs, ands, or buts, you know? And so it's like, you know, going through these scenarios in your head of like, what do I do when this happens? Like that prepares you to handle it when it happens. You know, I'm sure when you go out to speak on stage or anything like that, you envision how that seminar or how that talk or anything is going to go. Yep. And you plan for it and stuff. And then whatever doesn't go according to a plan, you adjust on the fly, but you have a general consensus of what's going to happen. You know, I'm going to control that situation and this is how.
Mental reps.
rehearsing.
Yes. Anybody out there, if they bomb squad, if you're listening out there, if anyone's been so low that they thought that there was no tomorrow, I know y'all heard it from me and y'all saw it on the show that there is hope. And when you have hope and you see people that's come out from death, just know that there's a way out. And what we're doing now, we're getting together, Brad, and we're trying to take these people that once had a dream or once had a purpose or once had a direction, and we're trying to bottle it all up. And we're trying to get them either with our group or to list out a mission, something to be focused on. If they can focus on something and put some action behind it and follow through, they can make their dreams come true. So what I'm doing, Brad, I know I told you about this with PFUS. He's with Iron Sharpens Iron that helps the children that's caught up in the court system. Everything that we're doing together as a team is helping lift things. You know, we try and, after so much pain, going through pain, it gives us goosebumps and it makes us feel good, helping lift others up. So that's our mission, Brad. Our mission is to really lift the world. But that's a big task. And we talked about that too, Isaac. And the only way to do it is to stay focused and one person at a time, starting off with ourselves. And that's how we've been doing it.
Also, when you ask, like, you know, for that vet or that individual out there that's, you know, thinking about doing something to themselves or doing something to someone else, you know, purpose is a huge thing in life that we need to have. And for the veterans, at least out there, you know, if you really look back at it, you know, a lot of the veterans, my experience has been, they highlight their years in service and they glorify it. And it's, you know, when I was in service, this was great and da-da-da. Well, what's different now that you're out of service? You know, you're no longer serving something above yourself. And so if you can find something to serve above yourself, I think that's huge in your steps to healing.
Absolutely.
Another good one.
That's kind of what I found. I didn't think of myself as a mentor. Thought of myself as a world traveling party guy, and came back home and it's like, okay, things are different now. I have no mission. I knew I was gonna join the Air Force from 6 years old. Both my parents did 20. I was born on the base. I was born as military as it comes. So when I had my time downrange, it was great. I was like, this is what I've always been here for. This is what I trained to do my whole life. I was always that Air Force guy that was like, oh, no, I know the other Air Force guys are Air Force, but not me. And so when I got to Afghanistan, I was like, cool, now I'm gonna run it. Every mission I had a chance to go on, I went on. Anytime one of my guys was hurt, my Army guys was hurt, I'm like, let's go, I'll take it. I'll take gunner, I'll take point, I'll take radio, whatever. Because that was my job. And you know, you see things, it gets messy, smell things, the whole nine. It gets rough. Then you come back, and I was like, I got off the plane, I was stationed in Germany when I deployed. Like, I still hate people. I'm not supposed to hate people anymore. This is like my favorite place to be, and I hate people still. I'm like, oh shit, let me get a bottle, let me get a girl. After that, I'm like, shit, I still hate people. Oh, I have no idea what to do now. And that ultimately cost me my career, cost me the love of my life at that point. And then I lost my entire identity. Because you know you're gonna get out of the service, but when it happens abruptly, you weren't prepared. Like there was supposed to be lead time. I was supposed to have a year or two to prepare to get out, and now I'm out. Well, let me find that bottle. Maybe this will make me better. And it doesn't. It just gets darker. You get depressed. You get out of shape. Your mental health deteriorates. You have no spiritual goals. Your emotional self deteriorates because you're not engaging with people. That anger just kept coming out. I'm losing friends left and right, getting in all kinds of situations. Went as low as fell asleep, passed out in the gutter when I got drunk, and a homeless guy woke me up and said, you don't look like you should be there. I'm like, shit, yeah, I think you're right. And you don't really think about, how do I fix this? Your friend's like, you're an asshole. I don't like you anymore. Like, you guys are just weak. It's your fault. It's not me. And I traveled the world because I was always better. I'm like, hey, at least they don't know me. So they don't know that I'm an asshole. And I found myself in Australia with a bunch of backpackers on the top of a hostel. And I'm sitting looking, there's probably about 12 of us, and I'm looking around and look at everybody like to pray. I'm like, these people don't know anything. I could kill all of them. They know nothing. And I'm like, why am I thinking this? Like, I'm in the middle of Sydney, Australia. Like, there's no threat anywhere. I've had 30 good days where I had nothing bad happen. and started making connections. I ended up having a connection with a young English guy, and Joe was great, younger cat. And he was just kind of like, no military experience. And he just kind of talked to me about things and helped me talk through some things. And I was like, wow, like I'm really fucked up. Guess I should probably try to fix that. And I came back home and crawled into a bottle again. Just lost some motivation. And ultimately, my dad took my gun 2 days before I slit my wrist, which if he hadn't, I definitely wouldn't be here because I would have used my pistol instead of my knife. And it's one of those things where I was born and raised here like Isaac. I didn't talk to anybody that I know of. A bunch of my friends are still here, childhood and otherwise. Don't talk to any of them. I had military friends here, didn't talk to any of them. Then I find myself in the psych ward and I'm thinking, what do I do now? I never thought I'd kill myself. I never thought I'd do this, like maybe if I was getting tortured as a POW, but never like just at home in my backyard. Like, okay, well, I guess I got to change everything because I don't know what to change, so just fucking change everything. So I was like, well, I don't have a spiritual life, so I guess I need to get in the Bible. So I got in the Bible. And I get that's maybe not for everybody, but whatever your spiritual realm, proclivity is, like you got to have a spiritual house. You got to have some kind of spiritual support in whatever way you find that. And I did, and got in touch with the chaplain at the VA. He actually came in to my I was in a hospital bed at that point. I got rhabdo, long story. But I was like, all right, I'm going to pray. I'm laying in this bed, I'm going to pray. And I was like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I don't know how they're supposed to go, but help me out. As soon as I finished, chaplain walked in. I was like, oh shit. This is one of those signs. Because I said, help me out, and the chaplain walked in. So I just leveled the chaplain. I was like, hey man, I don't know what's going on, but can you give me a Bible? He's like, absolutely. You want to come to service? What? Like, yeah, we got a chapel upstairs. We had a good relationship. So when I'm in the psych ward, same chaplain came up, we talked, good stuff, found my Bible, start getting the word, start figuring that I got to change me. Because my mom always said, be the change you want to be, or you want to see in the world. I was like, all right, change one thing, change another thing, change nutrition. I wasn't sleeping when I got in the psych ward. So I was like, okay, I need to start sleeping. I need to make sure I sleep. No more TV, no more games. Just remove everything and then slowly, add something back one at a time and then check to see how it handles. I'd heard about MVP before I went in the psych ward. And a young guy, Philippe, over at the Henderson Vet Center, he came in. My name is Philippe. His name is Philippe. It's not a very common name. So I'm like, it's another sign. Like, your name is Philippe. Tell him the whole story. Like, hey, you should go to MVP. I was like, it's got to be another sign because I'd heard about MVP before. I just never went. Go to MVP. Everybody there is my people. We're all damaged. We're all hurt, but we're all trying. We don't know how, but we're just trying. Progress, not perfection, is our saying. And then I meet Isaac at a hockey game. Tim, bright light shining everywhere. Everybody's drawn to him, magnetic. And then ultimately I share my story. And when I share my story, that's when Tim and I connect. He's like, never really told anybody. I also tried to kill myself. That's one of those things where I figured no one's going to learn from this if I don't share it openly. So I share it. I don't wear long sleeves very often. When I went when I went into the ER, they're like, hey, we can do plastic surgery so it doesn't look so bad. And I was like, nah, there's no point in that. This is messy. Life is messy. It needs to stay messy. And 17 staples, 12 stitches, it's messy. It's not pretty at all.
From what, knifing or slicing it?
Yeah, multiple knives. Actually, I didn't plan it out very well. So I had to use 2 knives and some razor blades because the 2 knives initially weren't sharp enough. So it only just cut through a couple layers of skin, but it couldn't get all the way down. So I was switching back between my combat knife and had a seatbelt cutter that has a little replacement razor blades in it. And I just busted open the replacement razor blades and kind of finished the job. That's why it's also very messy and different sides look different because I use different weapons. And it's something that, laying there bleeding out, like, all right, I'm on my final run. It's over. And for me, my mom found me because I just had an amazing talk with her. That goodbye talk that you always have when it's time to go. And I was like, cool, she'll be good. I'm gonna go lay out a tarp, get in the backyard, barricade the fence so the paramedics can't get me out. Lay the tarp so it's easy to clean up. Just start cutting, lay down, bleed out. And she knew, as moms do. She came out, like, what the fuck are you doing? And mom, military mom, she's like, get up, let's go, rinse it out. It's like, how bad is it? And I'm sitting there looking at my hands underneath the faucet, staring inside of my arms, like 2-3 inches deep. The water and the blood are just pouring everywhere. And I'm like, damn, I probably fucked up. Maxi pads, bam, bam. Maxi pads to stop the bleeding. I'm like, smart. It's like, get in the car, I'm taking you to the VA. As we're driving to the VA, I'm losing my shit. I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers are out to get me. Like, they're gonna take me in there, they're gonna lock me up. I'm gonna have to fight my way out. I was like, fuck. Walking into the VA, I'm looking at the desert like, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run and they won't catch me. And she's like, what are you doing? I can see you're thinking something stupid, let's go. And it's one of those things where my dad taking my gun, my mom knowing when I needed, the firm talk and that I needed to stay in the VA longer, MVP being there to help me. It's when you have people around you that you have a strong connection with, an open connection with, it's everything. When you can hear someone's raw story and they don't have to pretty it up or worry about how it's received or how it's sent, where you can just give them the raw truth, that's what we need. Like, that's how you help people out. Because when you're at the end of the rope and you don't know what's going on, you need to be able to just pour that raw shit out and have somebody else receive it. Be like, okay, well, I don't know what to do either here, my friend, but let's figure it out. Let's brainstorm. Let's get together and attack this bitch. And that's what we have in MVP. All of us can just pour our raw shit out right there, as nasty and ugly as it's gonna be. And if you just wanna leave it there, cool. If you want feedback, cool. If you want somebody to check in on you and help you get through this, cool. We're here for whatever you need. And my family came to the psych ward every day. So I knew I wasn't alone. So I knew I had something to come back to. MVP, like, we check in on each other every day. If you miss sessions, somebody's gonna check on you. Somebody's gonna reach out to you. We're always engaged with one another, but because we know we're all working towards the goal. It's messy, it's slow. Some people are working faster. Some people are happy where they are because they have the support now and that's what they feel like they needed. But it's just the open, honest connection that we have. And I think that's what helps people stop short of actual suicide, is that you have someone that I don't have to put a mask on. I don't have to lie to you. I don't have to pretend around you. I can just let this shit out and we can figure it out. And I think that authenticity is what's really missing.
How many people are in your group?
A little over 200.
In the Las Vegas chapter, we have about I believe 360 people now. We started back in 2017. We have 6 chapters right now. Currently, we have our LA chapters where we started at. Then Vegas opened up second a few months later. We have Atlanta, Chicago, New York, and just recently we opened up Seattle. And we're currently in talks to having the Dallas chapter open here in the next couple months as well. Actually, May 11th is going to be our pop-up virtual session for the Dallas chapter. And the goal is to go nationwide with this, to have a chapter in every major city that has an NFL team. And then because of the COVID stuff, this is a kind of blessing in disguise. We were able to launch our virtual platform through Zoom and stuff. So where we were once limited to just our geographical locations, now we're able to access the whole nationwide through our virtual platforms, and that's opened up the floodgates now. To have, we got people attending from Alaska. We had some people coming in from Colombia, London, Australia. We're getting constant calls about, can we open a chapter here? How fast can you guys get a chapter out here and stuff, to open up? Because, I never knew that when we started this program how life-changing it was going to be. I had no clue that by me sharing my story that it's going to help save someone else's life and stuff. And it's been a real incredible journey for all of us, I think. And as Phil was saying, and Tim's been talking about constantly, this connection, this support system. We are a tribe, and we're creating movements. And we're meeting individuals at where they're at. No one in our group is a guru. We're all in very short. MVP is a peer-to-peer support system. We work out for an hour if you're in person. We work out for 30 minutes if you're on virtual, and then we talk for an hour. And it's just us sharing our stories, good, bad, indifferent, service-related or not. And, it's not just for the combat veterans either. It is for our athletes as well, our former professional athletes out there too, because they share a very similar struggle with the PTSD symptoms and stuff like that. Most of us, loss of identity, not feeling like they belong or anything like that. There's common misconception. Hey, you were in the NFL. Like, what are you fucking crying about? You made millions and stuff, It's like, nah, man, like I never got that $1 million contract. I made it to a team. I got my leg snapped. My career ended on the spot. I trained my entire life to be at this moment, and now it's all gone. and they're so embarrassed and ashamed themselves that they that whatever happened to them happened, that they can't share that with others and stuff, and or they have similar head traumas and all these other things that they deal with, and they feel alone as well too, that they can't relate or share to others. And so, we and on top of that, most of the groups or the individuals come from the same type of background, the same demographics, poverty and stuff. Athletics got one group, military got the other. And so there's so much common ground for us to start to build a foundation upon. And we're all A-driven individuals, at least most of us are, and we ultimately want to succeed. We want to be a part of something. We want to serve above ourselves. We want to contribute back to society in a positive way. We want to have long, fulfilling lives. We want to have our wives, our kids around us. We want our kids not to be scared of us and stuff. And we just, some of us are a little further gone than others, but, it doesn't mean that you can't come back from that.
Amen.
That's right.
That's my boy Isaac right there. Yeah.
So
Love you, brother.
MVP is, what's the website?
Vetsandplayers.org.
Vetsandplayers.org. And what's yours?
Ironmentors.com.
Iron sharpens iron.
The organization is Iron Sharpens Iron Mentoring. The website is ironmentors.com.
Iron Mentors. That sounds cool. .com.
There's a lot of good dudes. And we have a females program starting.
So people can donate to either one or both to help. And Iron Mentors is you just catching children right before they get like in the court system.
Yes, sir. Generally speaking, we also take kids come in, parents can pay per session. If they just, they can't deal with them, their kids are going a different direction. Like, I need help. We help them. We help the kids make sense of their mind.
But kids that are heading the wrong direction.
Generally speaking,
getting in trouble.
Absolutely.
Freaking hanging around the wrong people.
I mean, we've also had some kids of means. Like we've had a doctor's child. We've had a nationally syndicated reality TV guy's child.
All kinds of kids make dumb moves and end up in the wrong direction. And if they don't get some help, dude, they end up in a bad situation.
Absolutely.
And you could save kids pretty easily as long as you can reach them.
Yep.
And reach them in time.
And their bullshit meter's pretty accurate.
Yeah, well, dude, you just got to make sure that like, you reach them in time.
Absolutely.
Because pretty soon, dude, they do so much shit. Like local story here, dude. Turns out I know the guy. He used to work here. He got murdered by his allegedly. I think it's his daughter, 16-year-old daughter. First thing in your head is like, why the hell would she do that? Was he crazy? Was he doing crazy shit? But like, I know the guy. The dude's big Christian, freaking takes him hiking, camping, like seemingly, again, and only because I don't know.
Right.
He seemed like a great dude. But his 16-year-old daughter and her boyfriend murdered him, tried to dismember him, light his house on fire.
Tied him up in the chair? I feel like I heard about
this. Like it was gory. It just happened here recently.
Oh, okay, no, the one I've heard about was
it's like, dude, that she could have got saved.
Yep.
Something went wrong there.
Some things she needed to talk about for sure.
Someone needed to talk about something, and the boyfriend, like
him too,
for him to do it
right.
with her and help. Problem.
I think along this talk right here too, to kind of counter, like if you're on the verge of blowing your dome off or something like that, if you are also someone in the support system world that sees the individuals having trouble, it really does take having to ask that hard question. Hey man, are you thinking about killing yourself? Not, hey, are you okay? Or, whatever. Like,
what if someone says, yeah, I have?
Then that's when you get to talking with them, You just all right, cool. Well, why? Like, what's going on? Like, let's start pulling this out of you a little bit. Like, what about what's going on in your situation? Because I don't think there's anybody in this world that's situation is so unique that they're the only one experiencing that hardship. There might be some here and there, but I doubt it.
Right.
Whole thing is, Isaac, check this out. All right, so why are we talking about this? If you say to me, hey Tim, thinking about killing yourself? Nah. Not really, Isaac.
Sure.
Not right now. Yeah, you sure? Yeah. I might still cover it up. But here's the whole thing, Isaac. I go outside to my car, I get in my car, I get to the stoplight, and I go with the green light. Somebody else did something wrong. They beep the horn, they flip me off, they tell me to pull over. I black out. I don't even know what I did. I wake up and it continues to happen to me. I don't know what it is. I should just get rid of it. You know, hey man, get over it. Don't drink any more alcohol. Man, I wasn't even drinking. What do you tell those people to say, hey man, I woke up again, man. I woke up again. You know, I don't know where I'm at. Somebody said, fuck you. And I flipped out. Oh, thank God my hands are okay. How many times have I woken up and said, oh shit, oh shit. Too many times. Mental illness, Brad. I didn't know I had it. I wasn't sneezing. If Isaac would have asked me, Tim, you want to kill yourself? Nah, I'm around you. I'm smiling. But what happens when everybody says I'm okay and I get to the stoplight and people act like people? Human beings always going to be human beings. Somebody's going to have a bad day and they're going to take it out on me, but I don't remember what I did. I got offended by it. My brain went to another thing. I pulled the man out of his car, stomped him down, told my boy to grab his car. I left him on the side of the road. I took his car. We dropped him. I left the car on the side of the road, but still the man got what he deserved. My buddy says, Tim, I can't believe you told me to take his car.
I can't believe you took the car.
I said, I can't believe you took the car. Why would you listen to me?
Right or
He
die.
listened to me. I stopped the car because the man told me to pull over. I pulled over. He took off. I pull up and get in front of him. I stopped my shit. And I don't remember doing it, Brad. I pulled the man out of his car, stomped him down, threw him to the side, and told my boy in my car to go grab his car and follow me down here. I don't remember ever doing that. But I got in trouble for it. Apparently it was me. But I don't even know that I did it. What do you tell somebody like that? Hey man, get over it. Okay, what's gonna happen next? There's something there, Brad, that can be done about it. Because I'm here right now and I can talk to you and have a conversation about this here. And I would tell Isaac right now, Isaac, no, I don't want to kill myself, man. I'm good. But I've had a lot of clearing. You know, me 3 years ago, about 4.5 years ago, shit, it was a gray area right there. Somebody said something at the wrong time, wrong place. Brad, me, myself, who I am right now, I would be in prison right now and not know why. Nobody told me why. Take some medication, you'll be okay. Hey, get over it, you'll be okay. Hey, don't drink alcohol, you'll be okay. Man, stop doing drugs. Something else was wrong. And if people around all this time, how come they ain't never figure it out? If people got doctorate degrees and they got all that stuff, how come didn't nobody tell me, Brad? Nobody told me. It took Isaac sharing some stuff about war, about killing people. It took him for me to have that come out of me. He not even a professional. He just telling me his life. If somebody else out there knows that, then why you not telling nobody, man? You're holding in secrets until enough. Look, it say 22 soldiers a day. It ain't 22 soldiers a day.
Way more.
It's way more than that. When we gonna do something about it? You know when we gonna do something, Brad? We gonna do it right now. This show right here, we dropping a bomb. You ain't even push that button because you don't have to. This ain't no regular bomb.
Well, I've pushed it. You just can't hear it.
Well, brother, this bomb that's going off is we gonna be able to lift the world, Brad, because we know a way out. And because you dropping this bomb on everyone, we gonna give everybody the information that we have. I made a book. And I talked about cool stuff. It was cool stuff, man. Like Brad's World. I was beating people up. Boom, 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 boom. I was taking people's soul. It's called Sipping Tea with the Devil. Everybody's going to get the book and open it, want to hear about me whooping somebody's ass. Whooping somebody's ass. But then what they're going to find out at the end, Brad, it's a full circle. I want to take somebody's soul from them. Just so people would show me love. Just so people would show me love. Love will bring us all together.
Yep.
Love. It sounds crazy. Love took a killer and made him okay. A lot of people don't hear the things out there, Brad. They're going to hear us. And this right here, you know what this represents, Brad? This represents, and anybody who has a world title, if y'all got a world title out there, man, maybe y'all don't have millions of dollars, but this is a PhD in focus and follow through. And what we doing now, we have a mission. We have focus. What we got?
Focus and follow through.
Focus and follow through.
And we gonna keep hope alive, Brad. We doing it.
We're good. Dude, you guys are freaking, you guys are inspiring. I guarantee you there's people going to want to support you. They're going to want to help. And there's a lot of people probably going to want to join. And if they don't, I'll be surprised as hell. I'll be surprised as hell. I'll bet you people are going to be saying, dude, bring them back. Bring them back. Like, we could tell stories for hours.
Yeah, we could.
I mean, dude, I'm telling you, all you guys have, and look what's happening with just sharing a few. What happens when we start sharing more and more?
Changing
Wait.
the world, creating movements.
Hold up, man.
The movement.
This guy's a movie star. He was, correct me if I'm wrong, he was homeless in Hollywood because he wanted to pursue his dream of being an actor. The movie is very clear. Brad wants to shoot a movie and make the movie up. He can make movie of how he's keeping hope alive in this world. How, man, one day I had these combat vets and this fighter guy come on here, and all of a sudden people out there is not trying to kill themselves no more. We make a movie on how Brad kept hope alive and dropped a bomb on the
I don't know
whole
about
thing.
that. You got to write it. I want to make a movie where it's like in movie theaters and it's a
Where you're shooting people in the face.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You got guys killing guys.
We got Stallone in this motherfucker.
You gotta have The Rock.
Yeah,
Dwayne
you gotta-
Johnson.
yeah.
This has he's got all the elements.
All the guys.
Well, I mean, I'd have to
Chris
read the
Pratt,
script.
let's get
I'd
some
have to
Guardians
read-
of the Galaxy
Definite
going on part
Pratt,
5.
The man.
Now you're talking.
Dude, there is no script right now, but every time we've been saying
But we gotta
something,
get Gamora on that one though.
it's Brad's world, dude. Every time he said something, remember about the gun?
yeah.
I've heard 4 movies come out of his mouth today about Brad's world. Right?
Well,
Watch
Next,
me,
next
watch me.
vision.
Brad's head, maybe.
Starts
Brad's
with him
mind,
terminating a home intruder.
As far as one day I'm going to make a movie, that's true. But it's going to be like I'll probably be killing people, or
Yeah,
there's some sort of plot.
Like a kick-ass movie.
Yeah,
They killed his dog. They stole his car. And now he's on
they
the
shouldn't have
warpath.
fucked with him. they pushed him.
That's what it is right there.
Hey,
See? You see
they
what it
pushed
is,
him a
Isaac?
little
You
too
see,
far.
you see that glint? You see that glint in the eye?
They doubted him.
Worst mistake they could have ever made.
Oh, they doubted
Little
it.
did you know.
Have you been doubted though, Brad? Lee,
Oh
straight up?
yeah, they said he couldn't.
See, I wouldn't. I would never doubt you at anything. Downstairs on the ping pong table, I knew you'd played before. No way.
Dude, I just started. I'm just saying. I mean, I've
today
played
was
before,
our-
but like
okay.
I've played less than 100 games of ping pong.
Oh,
Fish to water.
Huh?
the water.
Like a fish to
Well,
water.
dude, I mean,
He's
it's
just
just
natural at everything.
it's just a little ball you smack back and forth.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna bring my sandpaper paddle. I grab me a sandpaper paddle.
It's about to get serious.
But again, one of these days, the reason why I would make a movie is either I told everyone when I was little I'll be a movie star, and I'm not, and I'm going to be, or I'll have a kick-ass souvenir, where like grandkids will be like, oh, look at Grandpa in that movie 100 years ago. That was a bad movie, Grandpa. I'll be like, I know, I fucking had to try though. So one of these days I will, but it's all going to be based on the script. I like a Quentin Tarantino style script with kick-ass dialogue,
Yes.
kick-ass characters,
Yes.
character-driven. Now again,
Always
making a movie somehow with like you playing you and us playing us, that would be something I'd think about. But there would have to be like a storyline, and then how does it all come together?
Oh, there's a storyline.
But how does it all come together? Because like
It's a whole
it's
thing,
expensive
dude.
to go.
There's a plan, yeah, the whole thing.
But it's expensive to like go tell a story where he's over in Afghanistan, wherever you guys come from, your backstories.
Right.
Like, dude, sets, props, other actors. If nowadays people think about it, they can make a movie relatively inexpensively.
Yeah.
Especially if you like, hey, let's capsize a boat and have a shark swimming around the water, and you just got to stay there and stay alive. Like, dude, there's movies like that where the budget was $200,000 because there were no sets, there were no props, there were no anything.
Mm-hmm.
So around here, the desert, Red Rock, cool places, come up with like a freaking storyline where you get stuck, or the camping trip. See what I'm saying? Like that camping trip, you just go reenact that shit. Give hope that way.
Bomb Squad. Bomb Squad.
Where they at? Crowdsource?
Let's think about this movie we're
Crowdfund?
making with Brad now. Come on.
Yeah, again, crowdsource it, crowdfund it. Shit, I'll pitch in if the script's good.
Yeah, we got some writers on deck.
But listen, you guys, I guarantee you, there's people that are going to be like, freaking man, I love these guys. They're going to follow you where? At
Tim Lane Fitness.
Tim Lane Fitness.
At I.Fitness. i.fit.life.
I.fit.life.
And PFUSS702.
And that's Instagram?
Instagram.
sir.
Yeah, go find them and then follow them and then support what they're doing. Donate to what they're doing.
Greatly appreciate
At
it.
vetsandplayers.org.
And ironmentors.com.
There you go. And then just like, share this out because maybe you weren't or aren't in a situation like this, but someone you know is. So trust me, sharing this out at least would be ideal.
Yes.
If we could ask you to do anything, share it out because I'm telling you, man, you never know who's sitting there depressed right now. You never know whose life you're saving just by hitting the share button. And then go rate this shit so it drives up the rankings.
Help us
And then
out.
more people hear it. Then more people support. Then more people get saved. More people find that group.
Get this
that
movement
belonging.
moving.
I just also want to share 3 resources for severe depression or any kind of mental health illnesses or type stuff like that that helped me personally, which were the main contributor was plant type medicine, psilocybin, also known as mushrooms, magic mushrooms and stuff. Ayahuasca has been one used for many others and stuff, and there's tons of different modalities out there. Definitely find a very trusted source. Do your homework and stuff on that.
Ketamine, I hear, is
ketamine trials. That's another one as well. It's actually used a lot in cancer treatments and stuff. It helps reset the cells. It kind of creates an amnesia for the cells, so that way they don't respawn with that pain emanating and stuff. But yeah, plant type medicines was huge for me. It was a 3-year journey of doing plant type medicines. And then what followed on from there was neurofeedback, which Tim mentioned a little bit earlier and stuff. There's Brain Health Warriors out here in Las Vegas. And then TMS, which is also something Tim spoke about on the previous podcast, which is transcranial magnetic stimulation. It's a giant MRI magnet that basically goes on the left lateral prefrontal cortex, which is where your emotion derives from. It stimulates that, causing a release of new neuroreceptors, increasing the neuroplasticity in the brain, which is your ability to kind of learn and manage a lot of your emotion and stuff too. I heard you mention a little neuroplasticity on the podcast earlier as well, so I imagine you know a little bit about that. And these are treatments that are non-invasive. They have proven results. They're alternatives to popping pills and going to talk to shrinks and all this other stuff. Also recommend checking out harvestingwisdom.com, transitioning veterans and how we get in our own way. It's an amazing book written by one of my mentors who's guided me through life like no other as well. And these are trusted resources. They have worked for myself. I've seen them work for many others already. Just get out there and try them. Find out what works for you. If something doesn't work, get plugged in. MVP is not the one-stop shop cure-all by any means. So figure out what works. And if we can't help you out, we want to help you get connected to what does. Mm-hmm. And just don't give up. Keep trying. There's something out there. And people do care.
Yeah.
I'm a winner.
Yes. Hey, Brad.
A little cannabis.
I'm doing a class on focus and follow through, and I would like to offer it to all the Bomb Squad. It's going to be on Sunday, May 16th. And what we're trying to do is we're bringing others in to share insights from people from all different walks of life to have a new focus and how to follow through. So it's free. This is, after this bomb goes off here, it's probably going to be the only free event that I'm doing. I've done a lot of stuff for free throughout the last 30 years, but now I'm doing this one more to share the information I have to try to get the word out all around the world that we can keep hope alive. So the first task for anyone who wants to go on that next level is sign up for the free class on focus and follow through at timlanefitness.com.
For May 16th.
For Sunday, May 16th. Yeah, that's a Brad movie.
That's
What about you?
Oh, well, we got mentoring. We don't have any seminars or anything coming up. So I would say just check out ironmentors.com. If you know anybody that's having trouble with their youth here in the Las Vegas area, we haven't expanded to other areas yet. Check them out. We are 501c3. You can donate, help us out, help us reach more youth, males and females aged 9 to 18. And if you need the help, register on the website. We'll get in touch with you and we'll get your child in the class.
Folks, there it is, man. You heard it.
Tim Lane, Isaac, and P. Fuss. We're going to have you back again in the future. I guarantee you're going to be the Peeps' most popular. As always, Bomb Squad, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Share this out. And until next time, keep it real.
Dropping bombs with the Real Brad Lea. Subscribe now.